Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with more Let's Play Battle Chasers Night War. Alright, we just examined the strange campsite, we got the bloody letter, we need to take it back to the smith to get some stuff, but I did something off screen that I kind of want to show. So, as a Kickstarter backer, I got some stuff that was unique to the Kickstarter campaign. So one of them is, we got an Item Explorers pack. It's dangerous to go alone. Take these! A big thank you for your support. So it's Trinket of Backing. Holy crap. Oh my god. That's a lot of stuff. Trinket of Backing, a big thank you. Bonus damage. So that's fun. Minor Group Healing Flask. So that is an AoE heal item. Minor Prismatic Flask, which is an elixir, basically. It heals health and mana. Revival Flask heals with 25% of your max HP. Cleansing Flask removes 2 harmful debuffs. Those are actually really strong, because debuffs hurt. Flask of Strength increases attack power by 96, not 96%, but 96 for a few attacks, because it's all numerical. Granny's Batwing Pie. A comforting meal makes one feel rested, restoring 24 health each turn for a few battles. Devil's Spine Triple. Favored around the time of Kickstarter Fest, increases attack power by 40 for a few battles, but will leave you tired once the effect wears off. We got a recipe for Chaos Eater. How to craft the Chaos Eater. Thank you, backers. So this is one of the things that THQ Nordic did, and Airship Syndicate, before they were Airship Syndicate, they were Vigil Games, or at least most of the people from Vigil went over to Airship. They did Darksiders. They did the first 2 Darksiders games. The first one being where you were War, had a special sword called the Chaos Eater. We can make that sword in this game. It's a sword for Garrison. Speaking of a sword for Garrison, we got the letter opener, which the messenger was not known for his subtlety. Serrated blade has a 10% chance on hit to make the target bleed for 17 piercing damage over 3 turns. So I do less bonus damage, but it has higher base damage. So it's like it's an interesting trade-off. I am going to actually equip that, because the extra attack power, I mean, it's a bonus at the moment. It's not lowering anything except for the bonus damage. So, and if we really want some bonus damage, we can pop the Trinket of Backing, because that's actually a really, really strong item. That's kind of ridiculous. So yeah, it's a little thing for the backers that was really a nice touch. I love it. So, alright, so we attack. Didn't cause the bleed effect, but the ooze is dead. So now all we have to deal with is the spider. So one thing I'm probably not going to be doing is cutting out random battles. I'm not going to get into too many random battles, like, if I can avoid it. Like, there will be a point where I'm like, okay, I'll stop the random battles. But, like, a lot of the enemies per dungeon are going to be the same, but the combat really is a big part of this game. So I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm just going to cut out. And since there's not any really random encounters, you can see where all of the encounters are. You can try to avoid them. Like, if you're on a path like this and it's really only a straight shot, yeah, there's not anything you can do, but at the same time, it's like, if we needed to go this way, like, I could cut out the random encounters, but I feel like it's gonna lose something. I don't know. So, alright.
What do you need?
Let's chat with Grimbeard.
I believe we found the bandit you chased out of town. In his possession was a letter we were unable to fully decipher.
Hey, let's have a look. Yeah, Ink looks fresh. Says something about an ancient weapon.
Anything else?
Outsiders arriving at the island. Likely to, complicate things.
Outsiders? Does that mean us?
Well, it's hard to make out entirely. But it speaks of the Iron Outpost. That can be sure.
What's that? And where is it?
Mightiest military fortification south of the snows. Long abandoned. But bandits have been going in and out a lot lately. Sky's no why. Gate north of town is locked to keep people from wandering that way. Here's the key. Well, you look likely to survive. But just in case, I've got a fine weapon or two for sale here that may come in handy if the talking turns to fighting. Some others around town have useful wares as well. You might ask around, see what you can find. If they answer your knocks, that is.
Alright, so now we have the Northern Gate key and the introduction to blacksmithing. So we can... we can't really make anything here yet. We have to wait for a crafting table in a dungeon before we can actually start making things. But we can buy things. So, like, we could buy Coast Iron Broadsword. That's a lot better than what I've currently got for Garrison. But I lose the serrated blade effect. So, like, do you want the option to try to make them bleed for extra damage? It's not a guarantee. We've got a Vented Cannon. Let's see. It lowers defense, but does more damage and adds stamina. So it lowers defense, but it adds a little bit of health. Not really what I'm terribly worried about. Reinforced War Golem plating. I could get that. That's actually looks kind of worthwhile. Nature's Touch, a ring that reinforces one's constitution, bonus damage, and stamina. That's not a bad thing, but I only have enough for one. Basic blacksmithing. Materials. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and spend the money and buy the War Golem. And I don't have enough money to buy the basic blacksmithing now.
What do you need? Keep 'em sharp.
That... Not at all surprised, but I want Calbredo to have a little bit more of everything. And that raises his attack power. His armor raises his attack. I'm fine with that, sure. So, and I don't have any other accessories at the moment. But I do need to use the introduction to blacksmithing. So it's like, now I could make the reinforced War Golem plating myself. But I need the materials and the place to craft it. Let's go ahead and use Chaos Eater. Really doesn't matter who you use it. Like, you can craft it regardless. It just seems to do that. I don't know. Alright. Time to head north. Use the Northern Gate key. We've got some materials here. Veil herbs, blade leaf, glowing powder. Okay. And some slime. Let's... Oh. For a second, I seem to have lost audio. I don't know if that's... That was... I don't know what that was. But I seem to have lost audio for a second. Okay. Let's deal with the green slime. Didn't inflict bleed. Kinda sad about that, but it doesn't matter because he's dead. So, like... Not impressed? Yeah, not really. But, hey, we got some stuff. Not a lot of stuff, but we got some stuff. But we're coming up on an obnoxious part. And right to start with, there is a fight leading in with one of these things. Motivators. I really dislike these. They are arcane monsters of some sort. Kind of the the Battle Chasers equivalent of the Final Fantasy bombs. Their regular attack has Arcane Sickness and Sunder. Arcane Sickness makes you more vulnerable to magic damage. Sunder makes you more vulnerable to physical damage. So, they kind of suck. And then when you kill them, they have a habit of exploding. Sometimes it hurts you, sometimes it hurts the rest of the enemies around them. I don't like them. And we unlocked some abilities for Calbaretto. The ruins just off the road here. They look military. It must be one of the Iron Outpost's old way stations. Outpost is nearby. Research it. Doesn't seem like highest priority. Alright, so we can go in and explore, and I'm actually going to here in a second. First, I'm gonna get the loot. And the loot. Mostly because I wanted I wanted whatever came out of that. The forest loop, not the best thing, but increases bonus damage and haste. Yeah, I want that, mostly the haste for the healing abilities. I want the healing abilities to go off a little bit faster. The bonus damage would be better served on either Gully or Garrison, but yeah. And then we got an ingot, flint. Flint is fun. It's used in a lot of things. Crafting and a dungeon area. It's neat. They did some really interesting stuff with some of these items. Alright, so we're going to jump in here and get into a fight that I kind of don't want to do because it's kind of a pain in the ass, but it's good. I like it. So, abandoned way station, exploration area. Alright, so the gate grins at you wirily. Really? Appearing to wink with its one smoky eye. Is that thing looking at us? With only one eye? No obvious way to open it. Looks like some sort of riddle. In the case we can't open it now, we'll have to come back. So, that's something for later, it seems. But that's not what we came here for. We came here for him. Lieutenant Crusher. Foreigners, I see, looking for trouble. Trouble has a way of finding us. Well, it's here. You're too late, though. For what? Alright, so we get to deal with Lieutenant Crusher. The dead will be the lucky ones. Alright, we're just going to attack him. Lieutenant Crusher can do a lot of damage. And one thing I'm going to do is that. We got Barrier Swing, a new ability. Deals 24 damage, converting 75 damage into a damage shield on the most damaged hero. So it doesn't count necessarily damage, but it counts current HP. So if you have one character that's got like 90 HP and they're like 90 out of 90, but everyone else is over 100, they're going to count the 90 out of 90 the most damaged person, even if he's at full health. So that's kind of obnoxious, but, you know, there's only so much that can be done. So we're just going to do some damage. So we can see he has 272 total HP. He's kind of a big deal. So, but we're gonna do what damage we can to him. And that'll help offset some of the damage. And then we want Sunder put on him to make everyone else's attacks a little bit more effective. Alright, and Gully is at max overcharge. Garrison is at max overcharge. So next turn, I can start doing some serious damage with them. First off, we're going to have Calibretto heal himself, because he's taking a beating for whatever reason. Alright, what do we get? Let's throw up protection on Calibretto. I think that would be worthwhile. And let's give me some haste. And my Nature's Boon wore off, so now I need to reestablish that. But let's refresh the Sunder. And everyone's got haste up. That's good. Alright. More beatings. The beatings will commence. Beatings will continue until morale improves. Some more gut punch. I need Nature's Boon, but everyone's doing alright, and he's lower than half health at the moment. Let's do... Yeah, that's good. That was good. And he's not dead yet. But he's going to do attack up, which actually makes him physically larger. And that hurt. But he's dead. Knocked out. It's not you. It's me. I love Calibretto. And a lot of XP for beating him. Not a lot of loot. But we get the knockout gloves. That's what I came for. And I'm probably not even going to use them. The people on this island are strangely cryptic. He was here looking for something. If you don't find Monica Nolan soon, we're going to get dragged into it. That does seem likely. Yeah, it does. Let's find them. I love how Garrison's like, yeah, we need to get out of here because we're going to get dragged into their crap. And we're going to. That's the whole plot of the game. We're getting dragged into other people's business. Alright. Let's see. So we have Aramis's Legacy. Those are the mystical gloves, and I'm kind of bummed out that Garrison and Gully upgrade weapons as opposed to making their like story-related mystical weapons more powerful in some ways. Like I'm a little bummed about that, but I can get where they're going with the old school RPG aesthetic. So we get the knockout gloves, and as you can see, they do a lot of damage. But they also lower defense, stamina, and health. They add stunning blow, which can stun, but for everything you're losing, especially on your tank character, that's a rough blow. So I'm probably not going to be using those. So not unless I can craft them later that I can craft with better stats to where I'm not losing as much. Alright, let's get into a fight with this slime. Because slimes really aren't all that devastating. I wanna heal. She'll survive long enough, or the slime will survive long enough. And I'm glad I cast heal, because yeah, that's obnoxious. Alright. And that slime seemed to have slightly higher stats. We're starting to get into slightly more powerful slimes. Still didn't, pose too much of a threat. Alright, let's kill this slime and then we'll get that treasure. And that's probably where I'll end it. So, bring it on. We're just gonna punch you in the slimy face. Like, you're a slime. You don't really have a defined face. And you are still alive. Why are you still alive? You're aggravating me is what you're doing. But thankfully, poison goes away after the end of fights, so... That's good. And very little XP. But this is what I want. The treasure. Moss-covered artifact shard. This piece of metal, very strange. It's an artifact shard. It being here is a bad sign. Didn't Grimbeard say something about an artifact at the Iron Outpost? Yes, this really does get worse and worse. Bandit nearby. Is he looking for this? Probably, but it's useless outside of a collection now. I hope. Let's get back to the road. Alright, so that's where I'm going to go ahead and end it, because there's one more thing in here that I want to show off, but it's kind of not major. So, yeah, I'll end here, and I will see you all in the next installment. So till then, later everyone.